Okay. So today we will discuss about few different important types of transmission. In the last class, we have seen different types of media for data transmission. Today, we will see what are the different types of data transmission. আগের দিন আমরা মিডিয়া সম্পর্কে দেখেছি, আজকে আমরা টাইপস অফ ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন দেখব। So types of data transmission যদি দেখতে হয়, from one aspect we can get two types of data transmission. One is synchronous data transmission. Another one is asynchronous data transmission. So there are two types of transmission. One is synchronous, another is asynchronous. Now the question is, what is the difference? Question is, what is the difference between the synchronous and asynchronous transmission? Obviously they are not same. Obviously it has some difference. That's why you are studying. So what happens actually, if I come to synchronous transmission first, so suppose there is a sender and there is a receiver. Now in synchronous transmission, now you know whatever we will transmit, it will be transmitted in the form of 0 and 1, as because we are in digital communication. So in digital communication, whatever we will transmit, that will be in the form of 0 and 1. Now in case of synchronous transmission, this transferring of this 0 to 1, 0 1, this bit stream 0 1 0 0, whatever it may be, so this bit stream, it will follow a pattern. It will follow a certain pattern. That means, suppose per second 8 bits are transmitted. Every second 8 bits are transmitted. Suppose 8 bits are transmitted per second. So this is a pattern. This will create a pattern. Sender knows that it has to send 8 bits per second. Receiver knows that it will receive 8 bits per second. What may happen before beginning the transmission? Before beginning this transmission, there may be a sync bit. There may be a sync bit. We call it sync bit. A sync bit can be sent from the sender to receiver to inform receiver that, okay, the sender is going to send something and you please prepare for that. So sync bit, the usefulness of sync bit, it is basically short form of synchronous, synchronization actually. In OS also we have used this term synchronization, if you remember. So that synchronization is needed between sender and receiver before beginning the transmission. Why? Because sender has to know that what is the permissible speed, accepting range of the receiver. Again, receiver has to know what will be the data transmission speed that sender will use. I mean, sender will send data. So for that, there is a sync bit is needed. So that sync bit will be sent first from the sender to receiver, and then sender will initiate the transmission, and that transmission follows some pattern. For an example, pattern can be 8 bits per second like that. So that is about synchronous transmission. That is about synchronous transmission. So we can define it like that. Synchronous transmission is the type of transmission in which a common clock pulse is shared between transmitter and receiver in order to permit synchronized communication. Again, I'm repeating the definition. Just try to understand. Synchronous transmission is the type of transmission in which a common clock pulse is shared between sender and receiver in order to permit synchronized communication. What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning of that? That means here we are saying that in synchronous communication, both the sender and receiver is synchronized actually. Synchronized means by that common clock pulse, whatever you have talked, common clock pulse. So both sender and receiver, both are following the same clock pulse. You know what is clock pulse? You have seen it in digital electronics, if you remember. So clock pulse is nothing actually. It helps to integrate the different circuits to work together. It's a pulse actually generated from the system, and it helps to helps different devices works together. So that is basically clock pulse. So here also sender and receiver, they all are following same clock pulse. So they are synchronized. That's why the sync bit I have talked about. And then it starts communicating, and that communication also follow a pattern. So that is basically synchronous communication. Before going to the asynchronous communication, let me take your attendance. Just a minute, I'm taking your attendance. Yeah. So now coming to the asynchronous communication. Now the another one, asynchronous communication, you can see. So in case of asynchronous communication, I'm having this. In case of asynchronous communication, again, we have sender and receiver, because communication will be done between sender and receiver. So sender and receiver will be always there. So sender and receiver. Now here, what happens? The first thing is that there will be no pattern. There will be no definite pattern. Like in synchronous communication, you have found that the data transmission following a specific pattern. Like I can say that, okay, 8 bits will be sent per second. But in asynchronous communication, it is not so. In asynchronous communication, we cannot say that right now data transmission is 8 bit per second. So after, next 1 second, it will be same. No, I cannot guarantee that. Next 1 second, it may be different. Maybe 9 bit per second, maybe 18 bit per second, maybe 1 bit per second. I don't know. So what happens here? How the data is coming, to the sender, that data is in that pattern, the data is going to the receiver. So as per the need, as per the requirement, data is sending. The biggest problem of asynchronous communication will be in that case is that, if you can understand that, how uh, sender and receiver, they will understood how sender and receiver, they will understood when data will be sent, when data will be sent, and how much data will be sent, when to receive data, and all that. Because you know, before any kind of communication begins, one synchronization is needed between sender and receiver so that sender and receiver can know each other. So that's why in synchronous communication, we have found that there was a sync bit. But in asynchronous communication, there is no such provision of this sync bit, as because nobody knows when data will come and when it will be sent to the receiver. Nobody can guarantee. So what is the solution here? So here the solution is that before starting of the data communication, sender will send a start bit to the receiver. Just try to understand. Before beginning of the communication, sender will send a start bit, one bit, which will be indicated as start bit to the receiver. Upon getting that start bit, receiver will understand that, okay, sender is going to send something to me. So receiver will be ready for that. So that is start bit. Then actual data transmission will happen. And when the data transmission will be finished, sender will send again a stop bit to indicate receiver that, okay, for now I have finished. You can do your own, you can do your other task. So in asynchronous communication, along with the data transmission, along with the data bits, two extra bit will be there. One is start bit, another is stop bit. How it will happen? Like that. Suppose sender wants to send something to the receiver. So sender will send first a start bit. Suppose this is a start bit. Okay. Sender is sending a start bit to the receiver. This is a start bit. Then sender has started to send the actual data. So this is suppose the actual data. Then sender will send again a stop bit. This is suppose the stop bit. This is suppose the stop bit. Okay. So this will be the flow of communication. This will be the flow of transmission. This will be the flow of transmission. So that is basically in that way. In asynchronous communication, we can't achieve synchronization as because there is no such pattern followed. So here what we do, we first send a start bit, then the actual data, then the stop bit. Start bit will indicate the receiver that, okay, something is going to come to me from the sender's end, then the data, and then stop bit will it will indicate receiver that, okay, data transmission has been finished from the sender's end, so I can be engaged in some other job. So that is basically the difference between synchronous and asynchronous transmission. Now, if you think about the efficiency, because in every system we have to uh, think about the efficiency. So what is your opinion? I mean, where the efficiency will be higher in case of synchronous transmission or asynchronous transmission? The question goes to you. Uh, in which case the efficiency of the system, I mean synchronous and asynchronous, between synchronous and asynchronous, which system will be much more efficient according to you? What do you say? Your opinion I'm asking. In case of synchronous transmission, the efficiency will be higher, or in case of asynchronous transmission, because you know what is the procedure, what is the method. In case of synchronous transmission, only one sync bit we are sending, one or two sync bit we are sending. In case of asynchronous transmission, for each and every case, we are sending some start bit and stop bit. So in your opinion, কোন জায়গায় এফিশিয়েন্সিটা বেশি হবে? What do you say?
স্যার
বলো।
স্যার এটাতে দুটো বিট সেন্ড
হ্যাঁ বলো, কি বলছো?
করা হচ্ছে বলে কি বেশি মানে লাগবে মানে টাইমটা?
হ্যাঁ, আমি সেটাই জানতে চাইছি। কোনটা ক্ষেত্রে? ইন কেস অফ অ্যাসিঙ্ক্রোনাস কমিউনিকেশন, রাইট?
হ্যাঁ, আর এটাতে তো স্পিডটাও ভ্যারি করতে থাকবে।
Exactly. In case of asynchronous transmission, what happens? You see, along with your data bit, actual data bit, you are sending each and every time one start bit and stop bit. But in case of synchronous transmission, it is not so. In case of synchronous transmission, at first you are sending a sync bit, one or two sync bit. After that, your data complete whatever bit you will be sent, that will be your data bit. But in case of asynchronous transmission, যখনই তুমি data transmit করতে যাবে, তখনই তার আগে তোমাকে একটা স্টার্ট বিট, একটা স্টপ, শেষে একটা স্টপ বিট তোমায় পাঠাতে হবে। So obviously, parts efficiency, if you see the efficiency, suppose 8 bits you are sending, both in synchronous and asynchronous, right? So in synchronous, when you are sending 8 bits, so my total bit is 8 bits. Because sync bit has gone before that, well before that, that is okay. Things are synchronized and all that. So 8 bits are going. So here my data bit is 8 bits. So 8 bits are sending, we are sending per second. Okay. In case of asynchronous transmission, এই 8 bits এর সঙ্গে আরো দুটো বিট, একটা স্টার্ট বিট আর একটা স্টপ বিট আমার সঙ্গে অ্যাড হয়ে গেল, তাহলে 10 বিটস। তাহলে যখন আমি সিনক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশনে করছিলাম, আমার অ্যাকচুয়াল বিট ছিল 8, টোটাল বিটও ছিল 8। এখানে আমার অ্যাকচুয়াল বিট 8, টোটাল বিট হচ্ছে 10। তো অবভিয়াসলি সিনক্রোনাসের ক্ষেত্রে এটা 1, অ্যাসিনক্রোনাসের ক্ষেত্রে এটা 1 এর থেকে কম হচ্ছে। তো অবভিয়াসলি synchronous transmission is much more efficient than asynchronous transmission. Okay.
স্যার
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার বলছি সিং বিটটা কাউন্ট কেন করছেন না?
সিং বিটটা কেন কাউন্ট করছি না? সিং বিট তুমি কাউন্ট করতে পারো, কিন্তু সিং বিটটা কাউন্ট করছি না এই কারণে, কারণ সিং বিট যেটা, সেটা হচ্ছে সিনক্রোনাইজেশনের পার্ট, সিস্টেমের সিনক্রোনাইজেশনের পার্ট একবারই হচ্ছে। এন্টায়ার ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন, এন্টায়ার ডিফল্ট, দি এন্টায়ার ডিউরেশন অফ দি ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন সিং বিট একবারই যাচ্ছে। বাকি সব ক্ষেত্রে সিনক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশনের ক্ষেত্রে ডেটা বিট যাচ্ছে। অ্যাসিনক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশনের ক্ষেত্রে তা নয়। অ্যাসিনক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশনের ক্ষেত্রে ধরো সেন্ডার রিসিভারের মধ্যে 50 বার ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন হয়েছে, 50 ক্ষেপে 50টা সেটে ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন হয়েছে। প্রত্যেকটা সেটের জন্য দুটো করে একটা স্টার্ট বিট, একটা স্টপ বিট লাগবে। ধরো 10টা বেজে 5 মিনিটে এই মুহূর্তে ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন হয়েছে, একটা স্টার্ট বিট, একটা স্টপ বিট, মাঝখানে ডেটা বিট গেছে। আবার 10টা 15 মিনিটে আবার ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন শুরু হলো, আবার একটা স্টার্ট বিট, একটা স্টপ বিট, ডেটা বিট গেল। আবার 11টা বেজে 10 মিনিট একটা ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন হলো, আবার স্টার্ট বিট, আবার স্টপ বিট, মাঝখানে ডেটা ট্রান্সমিশন মানে ডেটা বিট গুলো গেল। সিনক্রোনাসের ক্ষেত্রে তা নয়। সিনক্রোনাসের ক্ষেত্রে আজকের জন্য একবারই সিনক্রোনাইজড হবে দুটো ডিভাইস, তারা নিজেদের মধ্যে ডেটা ট্রান্সমিট করবে।
আচ্ছা স্যার, তাহলে তো মানে ধরুন সেন্টার রিসিভার যদি সেম থাকে তাহলে তো সিং বিটটা একবার গেলেই হবে।
হ্যাঁ সেটাই আমি বলছি,
আচ্ছা
সেটাই আমি বলছি, সেটাই আমি বলছি। সেন্ডার রিসিভার যদি সেম থাকে তাহলে সিং বিটটা একবার গেলেই হবে। রাইট, ইউ আর রাইট। অ্যাসিনক্রোনাসের ক্ষেত্রে তা নয়। অ্যাসিনক্রোনাসের ক্ষেত্রে সেন্ডার রিসিভার সেম থাকলেও প্রত্যেকটা ক্ষেত্রে স্টার্ট বিট, স্টপ বিট যাবে। সো দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ডিফারেন্স। ওকে। Next. So asynchronous transmission, we can define it like that. Asynchronous transmission is the type of transmission in which the sender and the receiver have their own internal clocks, thus don't need to external common clock paths. Asynchronous transmission এর ক্ষেত্রে সেন্ডার রিসিভারের ক্লকটা সেম নয়। সেন্ডার তার নিজস্ব ক্লক ফলো করে, রিসিভার তার নিজস্ব ক্লক ফলো করে। সুতরাং এক্ষেত্রে সিনক্রোনাইজেশন অ্যাচিভ করার কোনো ব্যাপারই নেই। সিনক্রোনাইজেশন তখনই অ্যাচিভ হবে দুটো ডিভাইসের মধ্যে যখন they will follow the same common clock pulse. But here, as because they are not following the same common clock pulse, so no question of achieving synchronization. So here start bit and stop bit, in that way it will go on. এছাড়া আমরা যদি সিঙ্ক্রোনাস অ্যাসিঙ্ক্রোনাস এর ডিফারেন্স দেখি, অবভিয়াসলি তুমি বুঝতে পারছো এফিসিয়েন্সির ক্ষেত্রে সিঙ্ক্রোনাস অনেক বেটার, সেটা বলে দিলাম। কমপ্লেক্সিটি যদি দেখো, তাহলে এক্ষেত্রে তুমি বলতে পারো যে সিঙ্ক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশন ইজি টু ডিজাইন দেন অ্যাসিঙ্ক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশন। অ্যানাদার থিং, যেহেতু কমন ক্লক পালস ইউজ হচ্ছে সিঙ্ক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশনে, so there will be no data gap. There will be no data gap between the data, but on the other hand, in case of asynchronous transmission, there will be some data gap, because start bit stop bit মাঝখানে তোমার অ্যাকচুয়াল বিট, আবার ওটা থেমে যাবে, আবার স্টার্ট বিট স্টপ বিট মাঝখানে অ্যাকচুয়াল বিট, তো ডেটা গ্যাপ। জেনারেলি সিঙ্ক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশনের অ্যাডভান্টেজ হচ্ছে it helps you to transfer large amount of data. একসঙ্গে অনেক ডেটা পাঠাতে হবে, একবার সিঙ্ক অ্যাচিভ করে ডেটা পাঠিয়ে দাও। সিঙ্ক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশন কিন্তু অ্যাকচুয়ালি রিয়েল টাইম ট্রান্সমিশন প্রোভাইড করতে পারে। রিয়েল টাইম ট্রান্সমিশন, যেমন আমরা খেলা দেখি যেখানে রিয়েল টাইম ট্রান্সমিশন হচ্ছে, যা ঘটছে সেটা রিয়েল টাইমে আমার কাছে আসছে, তো সেক্ষেত্রে আমরা সিঙ্ক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশন মেইনলি ফলো করি। কেন রিয়েল টাইম কমিউনিকেশনের ক্ষেত্রে সিঙ্ক্রোনাস ট্রান্সমিশন ফলো করি, তার রিজনটাও হচ্ছে ওই যে দেয়ার উইল বি নো ডেটা গ্যাপ। রিয়েল টাইম ট্রান্সমিশনটা রিয়েল টাইম থাকবে না যদি ডেটা গ্যাপ থাকে, একটা ডেটার সঙ্গে একটা ডেটার গ্যাপ থাকে। রিয়েল টাইম ট্রান্সমিশন অ্যাচিভ করা তখনই সম্ভব যখন দেয়ার উইল বি নো ডেটা গ্যাপ in between transmissions. Naturally, it also reduces time and all that. So that is basically the advantages of synchronous transmission. আমরা যদি asynchronous transmission এর অ্যাডভান্টেজ নিয়ে আলোচনা করি, so in case of asynchronous transmission we have a flexibility, actually we have high flexibility. যখন আমার ডেটা দরকার, যখন আমার ডেটা সেন্ড করা দরকার, তখন I am sending it. So this is adding a flexibility to my transmission, যেটা synchronous transmission এ হচ্ছে না। Synchronous transmission is not so flexible, but asynchronous transmission, it is flexible. That is advantage of asynchronous transmission, you can say. In asynchronous transmission, we don't have to achieve any synchronization between sender and receiver as synchronous transmission. So from that angle, you can say that is an advantage. Another, you can say that in asynchronous transmission, it helps you to transmit from different sources which have different bit rate, as because asynchronous transmission এ আমি বলেছিলাম যে বিট রেট ডিফারেন্ট সময় ডিফারেন্ট হতে পারে, তো ডিফারেন্ট সোর্স থেকে ডেটা রিসিভারে যেতে পারে, সেই ডিফারেন্ট সোর্সে ডেটা বিট রেট ডিফারেন্ট হতে পারে, there will be no problem. But in case of synchronous transmission, there will be problem. Synchronous transmission, the bit rate should be same. In case of asynchronous transmission, it can differ. That is my point. Obviously, as both the transmissions have some advantage, both the transmissions have some disadvantage. If we talk about the disadvantage of synchronous transmission, accuracy, if we talk about the accuracy of the received data, how much the data is accurate, that will depend on the receiver's ability. Receiver's key ability, receiver's ability to count the received bits accurately. Accuracy আমরা কিভাবে মেজার করব, যে সেন্ডার পার সেকেন্ডে 10টা বিট সেন্ড করছে, রিসিভার পার সেকেন্ডে 10টা বিট পাচ্ছে কিনা। তো আলটিমেটলি it is the responsibility of the receiver to count that ultimately how many number of bits, finally how many number of bits it is receiving. And if there is some problem in that counting, so accuracy can differ. আরেকটা ডিসঅ্যাডভান্টেজ কি? আরেকটা ডিসঅ্যাডভান্টেজ যেটা বললাম যে দুজনকেই সেন্ডার এবং রিসিভার both has to work with the same clock pulse, which is not always possible or which is not always easy to achieve. So that is the disadvantage of synchronous transmission. In asynchronous transmission, the biggest disadvantage it is efficiency. You know, asynchronous transmission efficiency কমে যাচ্ছে, so slower transmission rate. As because of the start beats and stop beats every time, that is also a disadvantage. So these are the few disadvantages and advantages of synchronous transmission and asynchronous transmission. So you have to remember that in case of synchronous transmission, the data bit will follow a pattern, and upon achieving the synchronization between two devices, it will start transmission of actual data. In case of asynchronous transmission, sender and receiver, they will not follow the same clock pulse. They will not follow the same pattern of data transmission. As a result, here in case of asynchronous transmission, one start bit and one stop bit will be needed every time before beginning and after the data transmission. So that is about synchronous and asynchronous transmission. Next, আমরা আরেকটা মোড অফ ট্রান্সমিশন নিয়ে আলোচনা করব, সেটার নাম হচ্ছে সিরিয়াল এবং প্যারালাল মোড অফ ট্রান্সমিশন। তো আমরা আরেকটা মোড অফ ট্রান্সমিশন নিয়ে আলোচনা করি।
सर एक क्वेश्चन है।
হ্যাঁ বলো।
सर अभी हम लोग जो क्लास कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे भी तो डेटा का ट्रांसमिशन हो रहा है, तो ये सिंक्रोनस है कि एसिंक्रोनस?
ये एसिंक्रोनस है। मैं अभी चुप हूँ, अभी बोल रहा हूँ। Now I'm stopped. Again I'm sending data. Is there any specific pattern? No.
No sir.
So you can say it is asynchronous. And
Okay,
it is not real time, actually not real time. It is not actually
Okay,
real time because there is some lag. Okay, so to achieve synchronous transmission, we need to follow a specific pattern. যে আমি চুপ করে থাকবো না, তো 11টা থেকে 11টা 11:30 অবধি আমি কন্টিনিউয়াস কথা বলতে থাকবো, তুমি কন্টিনিউয়াস সেটা পেতে থাকবে। That will be synchronous, but here it is not like that. Here when I have to say something, I'm saying something to you. When I don't have to say something, I don't have anything to say, I'm stopped. So another two types of transmission mode is serial mode and parallel mode. Now in case of serial mode, if I have to send something from my sender to my receiver, so in case of serial mode, if this is the flow of data transmission, this is the flow of data. In case of serial mode, the data that will be 1 0 1 0 anything, any combination, it will reach like that serially. It will reach like that serially. That is serial mode of transmission, where data is going from sender to receiver serially, one after another. But this is a disadvantage. This is a disadvantage as because it will take much more time to send all the data. If it is serially, we can decrease this transmission time if I can send this data parallelly. Now parallelly how? Similarly, here is the sender. Here is receiver. Now I'm sending data parallelly. Like that. এখানে 1, এখানে 0, এখানে 1, এখানে 0, and like that. So data is going parallelly. So there are two kinds of transmission. One is serial transmission, another is parallel transmission. In case of serial transmission, data is moving from sender to receiver serially, one after another. If it is parallel transmission, data is going parallelly. You can say simultaneously from sender to receiver. So that is another kind of transmission mode. So we can define like serial transmission is the type of transmission in which a single communication link is used to transfer the data from end to another end, from one end to another end. It is not like that always two end has to be one sender, another receiver. Maybe this is one node, this is another node, they are communicating. So this is serial transmission where we are sending data by following a single communication link. But on the other hand, in case of parallel transmission, this one, in which multiple parallel links are used to transmit data from one end to another end, from sender to receiver, whatever you say. So that's the difference between serial and parallel transmission. So what happens in case of serial transmission? Only one bit is transferred at one clock pulse. If I say there is a clock pulse, so in serial transmission, only one bit is transferred at one clock pulse. But on the other hand, in case of parallel transmission, multiple bits are transferred per clock pulse. Now, if we think about the cost efficiency of these systems, so we will found that in case of serial transmission, as we are using single link, so cost will be comparatively lower in case of serial transmission. In case of parallel transmission, as we are engaging more than one link, so here cost will be higher than the serial transmission. But performance, in case of serial transmission, as single bit gets transmitted per clock in case of serial transmission. So its performance will be comparatively lower as compared to parallel transmission. So efficiency, performance, if I question about efficiency, performance, then serial transmission's performance will be lesser efficient than the parallel transmission. So these are some comparison between serial and parallel transmission. Okay. Now we will discuss about another very important modes of transmission, that is basically baseband and broadband transmission. Here you have to understand lots of things. Next, we will discuss about baseband transmission and broadband transmission. Now, you have heard about broadband transmission lots of time, but you don't know what it actually may be. So, we'll discuss about this baseband and broadband transmission. Now, this baseband transmission can be segregated into different other types of transmission, like NRZ, we call it non-return to zero. Then this NRZ have different division, like NRZ I, non-return to zero invert, non-return to zero label, NRZ L. Then Manchester. Oh, this is not the football team. Manchester encoding actually here it is, I'm saying. There are lots of, then bipolar. A few we will discuss because in your syllabus the things are truncated. সবটা নেই, আগে থাকতো তোমাদের সিলেবাসে, এখন আর এগুলো বাদ দিয়ে দিয়েছে, জাস্ট আমরা জানার জন্য কিছুটা ডিসকাস করব. So this is the few divisions about baseband transmission, and we will come to broadband transmission as well, but you have to come in the next session. This session is almost end. So come to the next session. Next session we will discuss about these things. So come to the next session, please.